Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your daily focus tarot. Happy Friday. We have the Two of Wands in the reverse. This can talk about being creatively blocked. It can talk about not having your personal goals set up, not having a plan for your future because of the fear of the unknown, or because of not getting things instantly the way that you want. So it talks about this sort of stunted growth and this creative block because of a lack of planning, because of a lack of personal goals. Sometimes it also talks about a sudden joyful change, something that was unforeseen that's going to affect you on your path forwards, some sort of open doorway. To me, this is about that sudden open doorway that you find. Queen of Wands says you're reconnecting to yourself, or you need to reconnect to yourself to look at all the possibilities, to look at all the creative, the different creative possibilities that are out there for you. Now, Death in the reverse, this can also talk about, like Two of Wands in the reverse, it can talk about avoidance or fear of change, resisting change. And that leading to obsession, lethargy, stagnation, pessimism, depression, because you're resisting that change that you're afraid of, and the change is not, you might think it's threatening, so you should cling on to certain things that are stable in your life, or you think they're stable, but deep down you know it's time to move on. You know that that clinging, you might end up with more suffering because you're having more stagnation, you're having more pessimism, more depression, more obsessive issues. When you're clinging on to that stuff, you're not, so you need to let go of it. You need to purge those thought patterns, those behavior patterns, those things you need to let go of. You need to remember that you're safe and secure in who you are. You have this vision for your life, and you can have that celebration, right? Once you let go of the fear of change, there's going to be community, there's going to be collaboration, there's going to be that sunshine, that dancing on top of the hill, that ability to reach your dreams again. But avoiding this change, avoiding it because you're afraid, is causing the blockage. Okay, reconnect to yourself, reconnect to your higher self, your inner self. Remember who you are. You're fierce, right? So remember that, and don't be afraid of this change. Look at the possibilities. Be realistic when you look at them, but look at them. You're going to have this ending and this beginning, and you've got to be able to take that jump of faith. You've got to be able to see that there's more to the situation than you thought there was, and there are more possibilities to this situation than you thought there were. Even realistic possibilities, but some of them you're going to have to let go of that 100% stability. You're going to have to let go of that and take a little bit of a leap of faith. You're going to have a little bit of hope again in yourself and confidence in yourself. The Seven of Wands in reverse, this talks about overwhelmed. It talks about your inner critic. When it's in the upright, it talks about inner and outer criticism from other people, and sometimes needing to practice fending that off. So fending off your inner critic that tells you things are impossible, that tells you you're not good enough, etc. So sometimes this talks about that in the upright. When it's in the reverse, it can talk about being having feelings of anxiety or embarrassment, like really bad social anxiety, or general anxiety. It can also talk about, giving up because of that feeling of overwhelm, that sort of inferiority complex feeling. And it talks about the exhaustion from that, the burnout from that. But you also want to, it can talk about indecision. You want to make that decision. You don't want to stay stuck in this energy, right? You don't want to stay stuck in that death in reverse and 2 of Wands and 7 of Wands in reverse energy. You want to move on. You want to experience that sun again, that rebirth, that new growth, that new creativity, that wish come true energy of the sun, that growing that it brings. You want to feel the sun on your shoulders again, so to speak. So really think about why it is that you are stuck in this sort of negative energy. Other people, we think they're judging us. I think I've said this before. I don't know if it was in your video or somebody else's. We think they're judging us, but a lot of times, and we feel we have to defend against their judgment. But a lot of times what's going on, they're not actually judging us. We just think they are. You give a presentation and somebody's quiet, but in their mind, they're thinking about all the things they have to do today. They weren't, really paying attention to your presentation. That sounds bad, but a lot of times that's what happens. People aren't here in the present moment, and we think that they're judging us negatively because they're quiet after our presentation, but they were so caught up in their head that it takes them a moment to react to the end of the presentation, and realize that it's over, because they were thinking about all the things they had to do, or they were thinking about how other people were judging them. So a lot of times it's not that people are actually judging us. We think they are when they aren't. Our inner critic is a lot harsher on us than other people are, because just as much as we are caught up in our own head, other people are also caught up in their own head. And they're caught up in their own anxiety issues, their own fear issues, their own to-do list, their own dreams and hopes and fears. So they're not paying as much attention to you as you think they are when you think they're judging you. Just a side note there. I hope this has been helpful. Have a great Friday. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.